Welcome back, everyone. A very good morning to all present in the class. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope I am audible to all present. So, in the last class, we had just started the journey of microservices. We just tried to had the big picture of microservices and all the important components, why that can be used, what are we going to learn, which are the things you must know as a developer. All these things is what we were discussing, right? So if I am audible to all, can we proceed our journey from where we had stopped in the last class? Every one of you? Yes, no, maybe. So yesterday, first we had understood what is monolith architecture, what are the advantages and disadvantages there, why we have to go with microservices, what are the advantages, and why sometimes microservices is also not good, is what we have understood. And then we got into the generic architecture of microservices. Whenever microservices are being used, we create our application into multiple parts. That means every important big feature will be considered as a new application, which is new REST API, which is new microservice. And there are many important components here. Out of that, two important components are service registry and the API gateway, right? Service registry and API gateway. Other important components is what admin server, config server, Kafka, Redis, Zipkin server. All these are subjective. Every microservice application may have that, may not have that, but service registry will be there, API gateway will be there, and every of these components have a very important and vital, role to play. Service registry acts as a database that keeps track of all the available service in the system. Every application you develop, you have to register in the service registry, and in the service registry it will also show that that application is it been deployed in one server or multiple servers. That means how much ever instances are there, all that instances details also it will give it to you. Fine. Now then we have understood about the API gateway, that how it is going to be helpful, load balancing, admin server, Zipkin server, and the Spring Cloud config server, why it can be used. These are the important key points which we have discussed in the last class, and I have attached the document also. Keep this in the this architecture in your mind, guys. We have to first create the, see, every REST API we develop, we have to register with the service registry, right? For which first we should have is the service registry, which is Eureka server. And if you have Eureka server, only then we can create API gateways, only then we can create the microservices, and we can register them with service registry. Okay. So I would like to go to my browser and let's start the application creation here. I would like to go back here. Okay. I would like to refresh this. com.trisco Java latest version. I will say here. Okay. Eureka server application. Eureka server application. And I would like to just go back here, add the required dependencies. DevTool, just in case for hot auto reload. And the only dependency you have to add here is, you can see, Eureka discovery client is there, Eureka server is there. And this is coming from the which family? If you ask me, Spring Cloud Netflix Eureka server. Spring Cloud family. All the microservice components are the from the Spring Cloud family, and it is, you can see here, Spring Cloud Netflix Eureka server. This is the dependency I have to add. I have added the dependency. After which I would like to just generate the application here. If I have to generate the application, it will be downloaded. I'll open my IDE. I'll go back to my downloads. Eureka server app. I'll just take it from here. Go back to drive called as D drive. In that data, let me add it. So right click, extract. It is extracted. All right. Done. Let me import the project here, guys. I'll say here import existing Maven project. I'll say here browse. We have one project called as Eureka server application. How to create a Eureka server is what I'm showing right now. We just have to attach one dependency from the Spring Cloud Netflix, which is Eureka server dependency. I would like to go back to my application. Okay, it's still building. Let it build. I think it is still building. I may have to update the entire system. It is taking time. Still 9%. Okay. Done. Now, guys, the project is getting ready, which is Eureka server. If I have to open the pom.xml, you can see we have this dependencies still building, which is the Eureka server coming from the Netflix spring.cloud.starter. The Netflix. All right. Now I'll go back here and I would like to just go here and say at the top of this main method class, I would like to just attach one annotation here called as enable discovery service. Okay. I'll say here enable Eureka. Oh, I need, there is two annotations, guys. As a client, enable discovery client. As a server, I would like to say here enable Eureka server. Okay. I would like to import. So many of them have asked the Zoom link for multiple times. I have shared multiple times also. All right, let me just copy again. I have saved this. I'll say right click. I'll go back here. I'll say run as the Java application. I'm deploying my application, guys. And you can see this is coming from the family of spring.cloud.netflix. Okay. It is deployed under the port number 8080 right now. I guess that's a default port number. on which we are deploying our application 8080. I'll go back to the browser. I will just say here http colon localhost 8080. I will not say anything, guys. No endpoint. Only this port number. If I just hit this enter key, all of you, are you getting the Eureka server dashboard? Yes, no, maybe. Right now, how many applications have been registered, guys? No instances available. That means no application has been developed. Current, how much of memory has been used? Instances information. Right now, nothing is there. Only this particular Eureka server is present inside this IP address, and this Eureka server is up. It is running very, very fine. Now, guys, whenever you want the other applications which are there to be registered automatically to this Eureka server, if it is there in the same system, same server, then give the port number 8 as 8761. Registered replicas, you are getting the suggestion here, right? 8761. Right now, I have not given the port number, and the moment I run the application, by default, it is deployed in 8080. If you deploy your Eureka server in 8761, the advantage is whichever other services will be there in the same system, with just some annotation without any extra configuration in application.properties, that will be automatically registered with the Eureka server without the extra efforts there. Okay. So now I would like to just go back here. I would like to go to application.properties. I'll go to my source. In the source, I will just say here server.port equals to 8761. I would like to save this. I have saved. That means application will be now again redeployed. Okay. Now it is 8761, guys. If I have to go back here, 8080, it will not be available. It will not be available. 8761. I would like to go back here and say 8761. See here. And also, guys, are you also able to see your Eureka server app? That means it is registering itself also automatically. I have told any applications which are deploying in the same system, the same server, automatically will be registered with the Eureka server. If you deploy your Eureka server in 8761, I have done that. But it is also registering itself also. I know what, I'll say a Eureka server, you don't register yourself. I know about you. Let other application registers. So for which I have to go in here, I have to just write one configuration. I'll say here Eureka dot client dot register. I'll say here with Eureka equals to false. I'm trying to say don't self-register Eureka server. It is not. You need not to show your own details to me. I'm aware. Let other services, let other microservices, let API gateway, let them register in you, not you yourself. I would like to say. And same if you want to write, guys, with respect to application.yaml, it will be like this, right? Eureka colon next 1 to client colon next 1 to register colon next not colon because it is hyphen, register with Eureka colon false. If it is a YAML file, right now it is the application.properties. So I'm doing like this. Okay. The difference I hope you'll see, because very often in the microservices, the configuration files you will see YAML. So because YAML is not only for Java, dot property is only for Java. So I have discussed what is application.yaml, what is application.properties. I was just trying to show that. Then the application is again will not register. I have to go back to Eureka server. I have to just refresh. See, no instance available. It didn't register the self. Okay, that part is also clear. All good, my dear friends. Yes, no, maybe. Can we go ahead, guys? I'll go back here. Eureka server is done. I'll say here latest versions. Com.telescope. I'll say here admin server application. I will do admin server application for hot auto reload dev tool. And I will add here. Guys, are you getting here? Admin client is there, admin server is there. Right now we have to go with server we are creating. A community project to manage and monitor your Spring Boot applications provides a UI on top of the Spring Boot actuators endpoints. What did I say about the admin server in the last class? It will maintain the actuator endpoints of all the microservices in your application. All the how much our REST APIs we have, how much our microservices we have, it will maintain the endpoints of all application actuator endpoints. And it is not from the org.spring, guys. You can see it is code centric Spring Boot admin server. It is a community project to manage and monitor your Spring Boot application. Right? Org.spring. No, it is a code centric and a community project to manage and monitor your application. I would like to add this. And as you can see here, what did I say about the admin server? Admin server is used to monitor and manage all the backend APIs endpoints. I have to add here. It collects and presents actuator endpoints from all the services, all the APIs, all the microservices in a unified interface. This server provides a user interface for system administrators to monitor health, metrics, and other key services. That means it will help you to monitor and manage your applications by using the actuator endpoints. Getting it? So I would now like to go back to my browser and I would like to just generate this application. And this you need not to register, guys. This you need not to register with Eureka server. I would like to go back to my downloads. I would like to take this project, go back to my data. I'll say right click, extract all. Let me extract. The project is extracted. Right click. I will say delete. Now I would like to just go back here and import the project. I will say import the existing project. How to create a admin server now. We have seen how to create a Eureka server. Now it's how to create an admin server. I'll say existing Maven project. I'll say next, browse. I'll go back to the D drive and we have data and we have admin server application. And I would like to just import this. It is getting imported. You can see, guys, only we have added this admin server. Group ID is not org.spring. For everything, the group ID will be org.springframework.boot, org.springframework.boot. But for you can see admin server, from where it is coming, D code centric. It is a community which just to help, because Java has a large community. Lakhs of developers are Java who works on the Spring Boot and Java applications. Our community has developed this for us. I would like to just go back here at the top of this class. I would like to just go and attach. I will say here enable admin server. I have imported, and this annotation is also coming from where? It is not coming from org.spring framework. It is coming from d.codecentric.boot.admin server. Okay, a community, third party community has done that to help the Spring Boot developers. I would like to just go here, and I want it to be deployed in some port number. I will say here server.port equals to 1414. I would like to say right click, run as Java Spring Boot application, and I'm deploying this application as well. It is deployed. I'll go back to my browser like the way. Okay, let me just close these things. Okay, I would like to go back, guys, and say http colon localhost. I'll say here 1414. I will hit this enter key here. Guys, are you getting the dashboard here? Everyone in the class. Right now, no applications have been registered. Zero instances, zero applications, wallboard, nothing is there. Nothing is there here. No applications are there. The dashboard is ready. So are we able to create admin server and Eureka server, guys? Yes, no, maybe. Everyone in the class? All good? No issues? I would like to just go back to the application and develop the applications which will act like a microservices. That means microservice means what, guys? One REST API, one application. All of you agree on this? I would like to just go back here and refresh it. Java Maven. I will say com.telescope. I will say here telescope microservice 1. Okay, or telescope REST API 1. Anything is fine. I would like to go here to create a REST API. Backend service layer will remain same every time. You need not to go to database. Okay. I would like to say here DevTools for hot auto reloading. I want to enable the actuator so that using the admin server, I can access all the applications actuator endpoints. At the time of application development, if you have not added the actuator endpoints here, will you be able to monitor that using the admin server? No, actuator endpoints are only not there. How can you manage all the actuator endpoints of all the microservices in one place, which is the admin server? For which I have to also add the actuators here. Actuator dependencies. What is actuator dependencies? We have already seen in our earlier classes. What is actuators? Now, guys, I will say here Eureka. Last time we had created Eureka server. Now it is there. We are the client of Eureka, Eureka Discovery Client, a REST-based service for locating services for the purpose of load balancing and failover of middle tier servers. I have added the Eureka Discovery Client and admin. Also, you can see here. Last time we had created the server. Now we are going to create a client required for your application to register with code-centric Spring Boot admin server instance. If this is not there, you cannot register your application in the admin server, right? I have added this dependency. I will generate the project. I have opened this. I would like to go back. Let me stop both the applications right now. Nothing is working. Great. I'll go to my downloads, take this from there, come back to the D drive. Data is the workspace. I'll say right click, extract all. I would like to now just import it. I will say import existing Maven project. I would like to go and add Telescope microservice number one. Any resource I will add inside this, doesn't matter what resource it is. Okay. It is getting added. It is imported, I guess. Telescope microservice, guys. Write required dependencies. I'll just cross check. So we have added the admin client, Eureka client, both. I'll go back at the top of this class. I just have to attach here enable discovery client. Suppose, guys, if you have not registered your Eureka server in 8761, or if it is not present in the local system, I mean the server on which you are developing the other services also, then in the application.properties or application.yaml file, you have to write the configuration wherein you have to inform where is the Eureka server present in. Are you getting it, everyone? You have to specify where is the Eureka server, so that a configuration code which is responsible to register your microservice, register your REST API to the Eureka server, we have to write some properties in the application.yaml file or application.properties file, wherein we have to specify the location of Eureka server and the port numbers, all these details. However, if Eureka server is there in the same system wherein you have a microservice which you would like to register, and if that Eureka server is deployed in 8761 port number, then automatically other REST APIs microservices will be registered with Eureka server. All of you understanding what I just said? Everyone in the class? Enable discovery. I have added this. After which I'll create my resource here. Right click, create one resource in the REST. Whatever is the resource. I mean, I'm creating one REST API. That's the meaning of it. Also right click, create a class. And any class doesn't matter. Whatever is this, you have to decide how to write the entire controllers. We have seen many things. I will just, for the demo purpose, simple one I will write. I will say here public response entity. I would like to go back here and say string, and I will say get course info. I would like to just go back and say string type of info equals to some resource, guys, whatever is the resource. I will say here let's go has launch DevOps with AWS course and new Java course, okay, some information. I would like to just go back here and say return new response entity. I would like to go back here and say string. And guys, that 50% off is there no for DevOps course. It is for the existing members of the Telescope family. Okay. Server is present in no. Yes, Sudha Kumar. Yes, because it is there in 8761. Even if in the local system, if Eureka server is there, and if you have deployed that into a different port number, then again you have to write separate configuration code inside the application.properties of your all the microservices to register yourself into Eureka server. Automatic registration will not happen. I would like to go back here. HTTP test dot. Okay. I would like to go at the top and say get mapping. Guys, any one sample resource I'm creating, whether this information getting from database and all, will there be any change? No, right? I will say info. Done. All of you, are you all there? I have saved this. Now, guys, no issues, right? I'll go back here. I'll go back here. I'll say right click. Before I do that, let me turn on my admin server and Zipkin server. Sorry, Eureka server. I'll say right click, run as the Java application. I'm deploying my Eureka server. I will also deploy my admin server. Let me deploy my admin server also. If both of them have been deployed, I would like to now deploy my microservice. First microservice I'm deploying, guys. After deploying the first microservice, I'll go back to the browser. If I register this, guys, are you getting Telescope microservice 1? How many it is up? Available zone is 1. All of you present? Yes, no, maybe. Automatically registered. If I have to go back to admin, nothing is there here. Why? Did I say that microservice will be automatically registered to the admin server also? No, right? I hope all of you are able to understand that. I will take this, guys. I'll go back to my application, microservice only. I'll go back to the application.properties. Application.properties. I'll go back here and I will just say spring dot boot dot admin dot client admin client dot url. I am the admin client. I will say http colon localhost. Where is that admin server available, guys? Inside which port number? 1414. I would like to save this. Not just this, we have added actuators here, but how many by default, how many endpoints of actuators will be there by default, guys? Only one. If you want to enable all the predefined endpoints of actuator, what is that we have to add here? Could you please able to recall that? Management dot endpoint dot. Yes, no, maybe, guys. Those who have attended the actuators class, could you please respond me? Could you please respond here, everyone? Those who have attended these classes of actuators. Any issues to anyone here? Let me know in the chat. Exactly. Management endpoints web exposure dot include. I would like to save this. After I save this, I would like to go back to my browser. I will check the Eureka server. There are no changes. I would like to go back here. Guys, are you all able to see? All up. Are you getting the Telescope microservice? How many instance? One instance. Up it says. By default is giving you up. Yes. I would like to go back here. One instance. See here. How many applications? All the actuator endpoints are you able to see here? It is giving you all the actuator endpoints. And the most important one. Sorry, we did not have actuator class. Guys, have we not discussed actuators class? Suresh is telling I have not discussed actuator in our classes. Vaibhav Vishal says we have discussed. Rajat and Suresh says we have not discussed. And I say I have discussed. IJC we have discussed. Actuators, if suppose if you have not attended, if you have forgot, you are not practicing every day, just to reiterate, there are some predefined endpoints. Actuators will help you to go through those endpoint and manage your application in production. There are some predefined endpoints it will give you. Using those endpoints, you can get to know whether application is held up or not, how much of memory, how many beans loaded, all this information of your application you can get to know through these predefined endpoints. Please do watch the actual topics in our previous classes. We have discussed that, Rajat and Suresh. Okay or no? Maybe you have missed some of the classes. If you have not missed, that means you have forgotten that. That's it. It's not long way back. Within the last week only we have discussed that. Not 2-3 weeks back. Okay. Guys, actuator endpoints. If I have to go to the wall, are you getting, guys? Telescope microservice. One instance is there. How long? 3 minutes ago. If I have to click this, okay, you can see all the how much of memory my application is accurate. Non-heap is 49 MB, it seems. Heap memory, 46 MB of heap memory has been occupied. See, all these details are available. Health, it is up. Metadata about the applications, matrices, environment, beans, how many beans have been loaded, configuration properties. You can see here conditions, dependencies, mappings, all the mappings, predefined mappings are also there. Whatever mappings I have created, that also will be available. With respect to the cache memory, everything about the application you could able to maintain here. All of you present. So now guys, if I say that admin server is there to manage all microservices actuator endpoints in one place using one unified UI, whatever words I'm using, is it matching your understanding of admin server here? If the answer is no, you can say no. If it is yes, you can say yes. No issues. Can we proceed ahead, guys? Yes, no. We can proceed further. I would like to go back here and I would like to take this application, guys. I would like to recreate that. I'll say microservice number 2. I have created my microservice number 2 application, which is getting ready. For the performance of an API, Rajat Patil, we have something called as Zipkin server. That one API is taking how much time to respond and what is the flow of control. If you're making call to one API from another API, all that can be managed by Zipkin server. I would like to just go back, guys. Same thing I have added here also. Okay, no issues. And coming to this, here you can see, guys, I have added this. And coming to Eureka Discovery Client and Telescope Controller, some other information they'll give just to have a differentiating factors. Telescope has launched new Java course. Telescope launched new Java course. Java Spring Boot course. Okay. And I'll say here course details. There is some difference in the endpoints, guys. For that reason, I'm giving here details. Okay. I would like to save this. And most importantly, I'll go to application properties. I'll give it as microservice number 2 here. I would like to save this. After saving, guys, I have to go to application properties because that is already being deployed in 8484. I'll do one thing here. Let me stop what I have stopped right now. Oh, by mistake, I had to stop this, but I have stopped something else. Okay, no problem. Application number I would like to deploy here. I'll say server dot port. Microservice number 1 is deployed in 8481 port number. Microservice number 2 will be deployed in server dot port equals to 8482. I would like to just save this. And now first I'll go and redeploy my Eureka server. I have deployed the Eureka server. And once Eureka server is deployed, as of now, kindly see guys, I'll go here and I'll refresh this. The moment I refresh this, as of now, how many services are there guys? No instances are available. No instances. I'll go back here and deploy my microservice number 1. I'll say right click, run as the Java application. And I'll also deploy the microservice number 2, run as the Java application. I'm deploying my microservice number 2 also. And kindly see here, if I have to go back, that is totally different as it partly. You'll understand once we discuss into this, okay? See, performance means many things are there. Okay. Once we start discussing on this, I will talk on this. Is that fine? Yes, no? Now, right now, whatever I'm discussing, please focus here, guys. How many microservices have been registered, guys? Where they have deployed, you can see instances are also present. I'll go back to admin. You can see two microservices have been distant. Two instances of microservices have been. Oh, this is also one. This is also one actually, but selling two. Here one instance. Let me check here. Uh, Earlier it was by default. Okay, I would like to delete the old information. All right. I would like to go back to worldwide. See here, instances are there. If you click this, you can go to all the actuator endpoints and you can monitor it. You can see the metrics. You can see the environment. You can see the how many beans have been loaded. All these beans have been loaded to support the configurations, conditions, dependencies. You can go to the loggers. See here right now it is giving you info. I hope you have watched my videos of log4j. In your course dashboard also it will be added. And it is also there in the Telesco YouTube channel. Logging with log4j. Please do watch it. And I can change the condition also. I can know about everything. Number of hit to APIs. Yes, you can get in the Zipkin server. Okay. How long that API took time to respond? How many calls are coming there? I would like to go to the wall here and you can see guys, when it is deployed, we have these many applications right now. All good? Everyone present in the class? So far, so good? Yep. I'll do one thing, my dear friends. I'll go back to my application number 2. I'll go back to application number microservice number 2. Okay. Microservice number 2, since it is there as same, internally it is giving me same only. Okay, let me stop both of them. Okay. In the microservice number 2, guys, I'll create a service layer. Understand this part, very, very important. I'll go back here. I'll say right click, new. I'll create one package. I'll say dot service layer. This is the most important part, dear friends. Okay. I would like to go back. Of course, let me refresh it. Here inside this, I will just go and create one class, which is maybe Telescope service. At the top of this class, I would like to say here service done. I would like to just say here public, maybe string type of get course info. Okay. And what I have to do here is I want to get the course information which is available in microservice number 1. Guys, microservice number 1, is it also a REST API only? Yes, no, yes, right? Can you please tell me one REST API if you want to take the data from one more REST API, one more REST application? I had used two components. Which are those, guys? Which are those two components? Web client and one more is what? REST template. Whether it is a web client or REST template, we have to specify the entire URL, right? REST template type, REST template equals to new REST template. Kindly understand this to the best of your capability. I'll go back here and say REST template. What is the type of the request, guys, which is available in one more controller? Dot, I think get for entity, right? Get for entity. And I'll just specify what is the response type and other information. Okay. I will just go back here and I have to specify the URL where that application is present. I'll go back and specify here. It is there in HTTP colon localhost in this server colon 8481 port number. And what is the exact endpoint? What is the exact endpoint? This is the endpoint. I will specify here. Are you there? After which I'm not following any path variables, so this is sufficient. The response which I'm getting is of what type? String type. String dot class is the response. Saved it. It will give me a response entity object. I'll create one response object which is of what type? String type. From here, I'll say out of all the information, give me body, response body, which is of what type? String type. The same response body I will return to caller of this method. Whatever code I have done here, we have discussed this earlier also. Anyone has any issues, dear friends? To this, I will also attach one message just to have a differentiating factor. I'll say here, coming from another REST API. Okay. One space just so that I can give you differentiating factor here. I'll go back to this controller and I will not be adding this like this. Rather, I will say, I would like to go and auto here. I'll say private Telescope service type service. I would like to save this at the top of this class. I would like to say auto add. Done. I would like to save this now. And here, instead of me calling this, I'll say service dot get the course info. Any issues, guys, here? All good? No confusion, no ambiguity, no issues, right? I would like to go and deploy my microservice number 1, which is REST API number 1. I have deployed. This coding we have done earlier, guys. As I've told you, to understand microservices, RESTful services are prerequisites. I am keeping in mind all of you know how to work with REST APIs. So I would like to directly go for the microservice. Now I have deployed the application number 2 also. Let me just cross check if everything is working fine here. No issues here. Emergency Eureka may be incorrectly claiming instances are up. They are not renewal or less than. Okay, all is fine. No worries. I'll take care of it. You chill. Okay, done. Guys, I'll go back to my Postman tool. I'll say 8482, right, guys? Okay, let me just it's a get request colon 8481 slash what is the endpoint here, guys? What is the endpoint I have given here for the application number 2? It's course details, right? That's the endpoint. This is in the microservice number 2, guys. This endpoint is in the microservice number 2, which is calling this method. And if I have to go back here, this method is again invoking the methods which is available in one more REST API. So can I use a REST template in microservice ecosystem is what I'm checking here. I'll go back here. I will add it here. And if I hit, of course, 8482 for the microservice number 2, if I hit this endpoint, guys, Telesco has launched DevOps with AWS and new Java course coming from another REST API. That means one microservice using a REST template, can it access the information present in one more microservice? Am I able to do that here? If you guys are observing, focusing, please do response. Make it interactive, guys. No issues, no confusions, no ambiguities. There is no issues here, guys. Absolutely fine. But in the REST template or web client, whatever you use, whether it is a REST template you use or web client you use, do you think we specify the entire URL here itself? If you're specifying the entire URI, are we also specifying the port number? That means right now, microservice number 1 is deployed in how many servers, guys? Microservice number 1 is deployed in how many servers? How many servers microservice number 1 is deployed? In one server, right? One port number. What if my microservice number 1 is getting deployed in 50 servers? 50 servers means how many, guys? 50 instances. And if you give information about only one instance here, whoever is making call to this endpoint, from here you're invoking this method. From here you're invoking the service present inside only this server. That means the only thing on this server, all of them are coming. That means there is a heavy traffic load on single server. Even if you have deployed your application into 50 servers, are you able to balance the load? Are you able to balance the load here? I hope you are understanding here, everyone. For which I would like to just do one thing here. Go back here. Go to microservice. I will stop. Go to service number 2. I will stop. I'll go to service number 1, guys. We had one property here which I had to add. Okay, I'll go back here. I'll say right click, guys. Run as is there. No, I'll not directly run. I'll go with run configuration. In the run configuration, I will go to microservice number 1. I'll say right click. There is something called as arguments. VM arguments. Are you getting here? VM arguments. I just have to attach one key here. Hyphens D server. Okay, let me just cross check if I have other workspaces. Okay, let me go back, right click. What is that? Run as I'll I'll say right click, run as, run configurations, hyphen D server. Something is there. Okay, guys. Arguments. I have not deployed that also into multiple servers. So, uh, I'm not sure which applications I've deployed into multiple servers. I just see right now I don't have multiple. See, by default, whatever port number you add, what I'm trying to see, what I'm searching is, guys, please understand this. I have gone here and I have told deploy on this port number. One port number information I have given. By default, this microservice, this REST API, this application will be deployed in which port number? 8484. That 8481. How many instances of this application will be there, guys? If it is deployed in one server, how many instances? One instance. I just want to deploy this into multiple servers. Okay. I'll just go back here. Allow me just 1 minute. Okay. I'll ask the chat GPT. Through run configuration in VM argument, what I should add, like on the server. Allow me 1 minute. Okay. Hmm. Not deport. Not that, Aditya. That's wrong. Okay, let me just give a try, guys. In the chat GPT also, I'm not getting. I just have to say, let me just try. Okay. I'll say right click. I'll say a run configuration, because I want to show you by deploying to multiple servers. I would like to just click on this. Click on this. Go to arguments, guys. Go to VM arguments. Okay. I'll say here hyphen hyphen D server dot port equals to 8081 8081. And I would like to say apply and run. Let me see if it is getting deployed in 8084. I would like to just cross check. Let me check in the admin server if it is getting registered. Yes, guys, it is. I'll go back here. If I have to refresh this, guys, are you able to see microservice number two instances, 8081 and 8482? Oh, why this is getting registered? Let me just cross check. I think I have registered the wrong one. Microservice number one I have to do. I think I have done microservice number two. That's the reason. I'll go back here and I would like to stop this. Only admin server is there, Zipkin server is there. Okay. Right now, no other applications are there. I would like to just go back here. I would like to just comment this part. Okay, no problem, even if you don't comment. I'll say right click. I'll say run as, run configuration. Microservice number one. Let me just check. Okay. Telescope microservice application. Telescope microservice application. microservice 1. Okay. I would like to just go back to arguments, VM arguments. I'll say -d server dot port equals to 8081. I'll say apply. I'll say run. Again, I'll go here. Again, I'll go. I'll say right click, run as, run configuration. I would like to go to the Telescope 1 only. I'll say arguments. I'll say 8082. I'll say apply. I'll say run. How many instances I have created, guys? Right now, 2. I'll create one more. I'll say right click. I'll say run as, run configuration. I'll say arguments 84083. I'll say apply. I'll say run. Now I'll go back to the admin server, guys. First of all, I'll go back here. I will say refresh. If I just refresh, guys, how many instances are getting deployed, guys, for Telescope microservice number 1? How many instances? 1, 2, 3, 4. Totally how many? 4 instances are there. It is deployed into how many servers? 4 servers. I'll go back here. See, 4 instances are there. Now I'll deploy my normal application, which is Telescope service. I'll say right click. I would like to go here and deploy the microservice number 2. Normally, I'll deploy the microservice number 2. Microservice number 2 is getting deployed. It is deployed. I'll go back here. I'll say refresh. This is 4 instances. See, sometimes the problem is with respect to the main method. Since I have copy pasted the application, right? It is considering this as also one application with respect to the main method name. And it's saying it's already deployed. Okay, now? Anyway, I'll go back here. 1, 2, 3 is there. And this is not yet deployed. Again, I'll go back. I'll say right click. I'll say run as Java application. I'll cross check. It is by default not getting deployed. Because the main method name is same. It's like already so many of them are there. Why? But the time of project creation, I would have recreated from the scratch. I have not done that part. Anyway, I would like to just go back to the Postman tool and let me just check if it is there. No, it's not there. This application is not getting deployed. I'll go back to application.properties. I'll say 8484. Save. I'll say right click. I'll say run as. No, that's port number 8484. That's the reason I'm just change the port number because of the same consideration, Anil. I thought that port number, if it is in use, again the same issue. Stop the process that's listening. Configure the application to listen another port. Okay, I'll go back here. 8081. I have to stop. It seems 8081. I'll do one thing here. I'll stop all other applications, guys. Okay, right now only Eureka server is there, admin server is there. Eureka and server, admin server. Only those two things are there. I'll go to application number 1. I will say right click, run configuration. I'll go to this application. Okay, both of them are there. No, that's the issue. This application, I'll go to VM arguments. I'll say here 84. sorry, 84, 8, I'll say 85, 85, 81, 85, 81. I'm deploying 8581. I'm deploying. I'll say right click, run as, run configuration. I'll say here same application, arguments 8582. I'll say apply. I'll say run. I'll go back here, right click, run as, run configuration. I'll go back to my arguments. I'll say 8483. I would like to just run here. It is getting deployed. I'll go back here. If I have to just go back and check how many instances, 1, 2, 3 instances are getting created. Okay. I'll go back here. I'll say right click, run as Java application. If I have to go back here, it is also deployed, guys, without any problem. Okay. Now there is no issues. Guys, what is the port number I've told? 8484, 8481. Let me go to here. Totally, I will refresh this. Totally 6 instances are there, 2 are there. I would like to go back here. Old instance also it is showing. It is not, it could not able to remove that. But anyway, one message is what I'm trying to say here is so many instances are there. Correct, my dear friends? So many instances are there. I'll go back here and say 848, sorry, 858582. Okay. My dear friends, just assume that for the microservice number 2, for this endpoint, at a time, 1 lakh requests are coming. 1 lakh requests are coming to this endpoint at a time. It is invoking this method, and this method is going to this port number. That means on one server at a time, how much is the load, guys? How much is the load on one server? 1 lakh users. Are you all understanding here? Everyone? Now, in the last class, what did I talk about the load balancing, guys? What did I talk about the load balancing in the last class? The only thing I have said you very clearly that I have created multiple instances, but I could able to go to only one particular server here. Yes. Load balancing means divide the load. Though I have multiple instances, but still it is not happening right now. But Rajit Patel, just tell me one thing. Is the concept of load balance, can you implement if you go with REST template or web client? Can you implement, guys? Yep. That is where, guys, that is where in place of, that's where in the place of REST template, Fing clients comes into picture. What comes into picture? Fing client. Don't use this. Don't use this. In place of this, use Fing client. I'll go back here. I'll just go here, right click. I will say create an interface. Name of the interface, whatever you want, you can give. I'll say Telescope Fing client. Fing client. What is the advantage of the Fing client? I will tell you. I'll go back here. At the top of this interface, just specify Fing client. Fing client. Name of the client. Name of the application. I'll say here name equals to. I would like to import this. Import options are not getting. It is asking me to say Fing client. Let me just go back if there is any dependency on the same. Let me just go back here and say Fing client. We have, guys, it's about open Fing. Are you able to see, guys? Spring Cloud routing. Open thing. Yes, no, maybe. Everyone in the class. What is there? Declarative REST client. REST client. Don't you think REST template and web client is also used to act as a REST client to take help of one more REST API? OpenThing creates a dynamic implementation of instances interface decorated with JAX, RS, or Spring MVC component. This is a dependency I have to add it. Since right now I have not added, I'll do one thing before tomorrow's class. The second project I will change with all the dependencies. I'll create as a new project itself. Right now, since I have not created as a new project, it is also creating the issues because of the names of the application as same. Okay now? Theme client. This dependency is what you have to add. Done. And this dependency I already have with me from my old projects. I will add it here. I'll go back to my pom.xml and I would like to just go back here and add this dependency. I will say save. I have to go back here, right click. I will say here Maven, update the Maven project. I'll say okay, the project will be updated. And now if I have to go back here, and if I have to say here, we will be getting the option of import. See here, okay, it's still not it. Right click, I'll say Maven, update the project. I'll say okay. It is updated. See guys, now we are getting the option of importing it. Are you all? Here, I have to specify the service name. I'll go back to my Eureka server and I will just specify the name of the service. I will not specify everything. I'll just specify the name of the service. That's it. I'll copy from here. Doesn't matter that service is deployed in 1 server, 100 server, 2000 server, doesn't matter. Okay, I'll just go back here and copy from here. Add the name of the service. Finish. And what is a method there wherein you have to invoke that? I'll say public. I'll go back to my controller. This method signature I will specify. I will just specify this method signature, nothing apart from this. It is an interface. We are not implementing also, guys. Only this much. Finish. I have saved this. Now I'll go back to my Telesco service. I will not be writing all these things. It is not needed right now. I'll go back here. I will just create here the reference of that interface, guys. What is the name of the Fing client? I have given the name of the Fing client as Telesco Fing client. Telesco Fing client type Fing client. Okay. I would like to go back here and say auto wire. All right. I would like to take the reference of Fing client. And now I'll say dot. That method I'll invoke. It'll give you the response, the same old story. It'll give you the response, which I would like to correct here. And the same old story. Done. Done, every one of you. Now, anywhere did you specify the port number, guys? Anywhere did you specify the port number here? To seek the service as a client of a REST API. If you have not specified the port, only service name, right? Now, if I have 100 instances of that application, will my round robin technique, will the load balancing get affected here? Will load balancing get affected? No, it will not be affected. Now I would like to just go back and deploy this application also. No issues. All of them are working fine. Okay. It is asking me, it is asking me to have a Fing client. It is not able to do that, it seems. Okay, at the top of this class, guys, in the main method class, you just have to attach one annotation here. One more annotation, which is enable Fing client. Enable Fing client. Uh, enable Fing client or clients. Let me check. Yep. Now, if you deploy, the problem is gone. One of the most commonly asked interview question for the microservices is what is the use of Fing client? How it is different from REST template and web client? What is the problem of REST template and web client? Why we should go with Fing client? Why not REST template? Everyone in the class, will you be able to answer the use of Fing client? Why not REST template? What is the problem of REST template? Why Fing client? How Fing client is different from REST template? I would like to just see it is deployed, and you can see here there is no issues in any of these applications. And I can go back here, and if I hit this end point, okay. Oh, I think it is deployed in a different port number. It is because of the port numbers. 8081. Updating it to 8081. I'll go back here and just to say 8081. I'm getting the response. And coming from, guys, another REST API. Are you able to see this? Coming from another REST API. That is very, very, very important. Yes. All good. Hmm. No issues to anyone, guys. So today, whatever practically we have seen, and yesterday, whatever theoretically we tried to understand, any mismatch in the understanding, my dear friends? Is there any mismatch in the understanding? Whenever you want to seek help of one microservice, want to seek help of one more microservice, one REST API, want to take help of one more microservice or one more REST API, why do we have to use the Fing client, guys? In the Fing client, we just specify the name of the service which is registered here. Doesn't matter the service is having 1 instances or 100 instances. Doesn't matter how many instances of the services are available. If you go with the REST template and the web client, we have to specify the port number also. If we manually hardcode the port number, that means we are directing the request to one instance of this application, only one specific instance. And what if 1 lakh user is trying to reach out that particular endpoint, and from here you are going to this particular endpoint of this API to only one server, and do you think the load balancing will not be impacted here, will not be implemented here, and there will be a heavy load on one server which can lead to the system crash? To avoid that, we have a Fing client. Now, even if you have a silly doubt with respect to REST template and Fing client, please do ask me, guys. Either all of you say that you have understood how Fing client is different from REST template. How Fing client is different from the REST template. Have you all understood? I want response from everyone, guys. In the microservice architecture, in the microservice environment, if one application want to invoke one more REST API, will you use REST template? Will you use Fing client? Fing client. Now, someone was asking me in the RESTful services when I discussed the concept of REST template and web client, that please tell me about Fing client also. Please tell me about Fing client also. What did I say? Fing client is not something rocket science. It is a replacement of REST template in microservice environment. And in the microservice classes, I will talk about Fing client is what I have told. And microservice classes came and I have talked about the Fing client. Done. Yes, multiple services. That means we are deploying our application into multiple port numbers. We are creating multiple instances, Saujit. So only I just went there, run configuration I have told. That means I have deployed that into different servers. I mean, different port numbers of a same server. That means I just created multiple instances. Okay. Tomorrow, guys, I would like to show you that how load balancing is getting implemented here. How load balancing is getting implemented. Tomorrow's class, I will show. You need not do some extra things here. Automatically, load balancing is implemented here by following the round robin technique, and that demonstration I will do it practically in the tomorrow's class. Also, the application number 2 I will change because of same name in the main method class. Small issue is getting created. I will delete and recreate before making it to tomorrow's class. Okay. Yes, you can create, Sojit. You can. But again, it is not a recommended. In that server, if nothing is there, it's fine. Based on the capacity of the server. How much GB server it is, how much is the capacity of the server, based on that. Yes, next 7 more classes are less than that, Uday Bhanu. It will be done. Okay. No classes. I'll share the project with you. I will give you the walkthrough of the project, whatever concept we have used. Based on that, 2 projects, 1 project video explanation is there, 1 project you can understand easily, 1 more project which is little bigger, I'll give you walkthrough about this. 3 project links I'll share with you. Okay, based on whatever we have already done. All right, guys, that's all for today. Thank you for making it. We shall meet tomorrow exactly at 7 a.m. and continue the discussion on microservices. From where I have stopped, from there only I would like to continue, and I will show you the demonstration of the load balancing, whether it is implemented or not. And after which we shall try to understand on the other concepts of the microservices from there. Okay. Thank you for being with me in today's class. Thank you, every one of you. Let's see, Anil Tripathi. I have no plan as such, but I will share you, Saiji. Let's see. In the filtration, we'll try to implement. Okay. I would like to just go back to D drive. In the D drive, Eureka server application. Right click. Okay, and then we have admin server. Port number for the same server, multiple port numbers means what, Sauji? There is nothing here. That means in one server, multiple instances are there. Right now, one in C, Saujit, it is my local system, right? Right now, Eclipse is also there. That means one instance of Eclipse is present. One instance of Spring Tool Suite is present. One instance of PowerPoint is present. All the software which are there, all the are one instances. So in my one server, already hundreds of instances are there. Apart from that, I am deploying few more applications. Right? In the servers which we are going to use, where actual application will be deployed, it will be heavy systems, which is active 24/7. And it will have GBs of space. You can have multiple port numbers, multiple instances in one server also. But right now we are not going for the physical servers. Most of us are going for the cloud servers because of the maintenance cost. In the cloud server, it can be one server, multiple port numbers, or it could be different servers itself. Okay. Automatically it can be implemented. By default, load balancing is implemented in the Spring Cloud, Rajat Patel. But you can also implement separately. In a bigger application, the enterprise grade application, we separately configure the auto scaling. But load balancing concept here, I need not to add some extra dependencies, no extra configurations. By default, Fiend client will implement it. And tomorrow, that is what I'll show you. Okay. No extra configurations are needed. Nothing is needed. I'll use the Fiend client. I'll do one thing. I have deployed the API number one in 4 or 5 servers. 4 or 5 instances I'll create. And maybe there somewhere I will expose the port numbers of all the instances by getting hold of environment object. And from the application number 2, I'll make a call to it. And you can see every time I make a call, it will not go to same instance. It will go to different instance by round robin technique. And to make it happen, you need not to add some dependency. You need not do some configuration. It is auto implemented. Yes, mother. There is no difference in that. All right, guys, allow me a minute. I'll just add the projects. Board work, I think I have not done anything extra today. So it is same as what we have seen in the last class. So there is no point. Okay. These things, guys, you have to practice a lot. If not, it will be array index out of bounds. You cannot recall everything if you are not practicing or revising. Make sure you are trying to do whatever we are doing in the class. That's a minimum. Expected is to do something more than that, but at least reach to the minimum level of doing at least what we have done in our classes. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you again. Let's meet tomorrow and continue the discussion on the microservices. Our 2 classes of microservices. I hope you have got the big picture of it and how things works here. You got the, I think I'm pretty sure that you got the complete fundamental idea about the microservice architecture, microservice development. We shall understand more in the upcoming class. Thank you, every one of you.